Alright guys, it's Dave from What's Brewing Newkie. Time for another brew, and this time it's going to be a sweet Newkie brown kit from the Wilko range here in the UK, along with some hops, some spray malt and some brewing sugar. So let's have a look and see what we're going to be doing. Right guys, so the first thing we're going to start off with is the beer kit, which is the sweet Newkie brown, and it's like a brown ale. It's supposed to be like a copy of sort of like a Newcastle brown ale. Again, the ABV of 4%, and it's going to be £40. With this one we are going to add some spray malt, which is the medium spray malt. I'm going to be using the medium spray malt because it's a sort of like a medium beer rather than a light beer, so we went for the medium. All my single can kits that I've been doing I've been using the spray malt because it gives it a much better finish. So it's worth paying a little bit extra just to get some of these. And along with that, we're going to be adding 700 grams of brewing sugar. This is just Richie's brewing sugar, but you could use any brewing sugar, and if you couldn't afford brewing sugar then you could use household sugar, although people say it gives you off flavours. I've got to be honest, I've never really had that problem, but there you go. So along with that 700 grams of brewing sugar, we're also going to be doing this, which is some Willamette hops, finishing hops, 12 grams, comes in a tea bag inside this foil wrapper. You basically get a cup, add some boiling water, add the tea bag, leave it for 10 minutes and add the whole lot to the brew, including the tea bag. So the tea bag stops in the fermenting vessel while it's fermenting for 10 days. So we're going to be giving these a go. So that's the sweet Newkie brown, along with the medium malt, Willamette finishing hops, and 700 grams of brewing sugar. So let's go. Right guys, so this is the sweet Newkie brown £40 kit, 4% from Wilko's, and let's get cracking. So the first thing we need to do is our finishing hops. With this one we're going to be using Goldings, 12 grams, and I'll just show you inside of these because I thought they were just pellets, but actually there's a little tea bag. No tea bagging jokes. I don't know if people in America or Canada know what tea bagging is, but there you go. Oh, these are a lot stronger than the Willamette ones that I've used. So the instructions for these, because get replaced, is boil a kettle, which we've done, cup, obviously, Union Jack, add the tea bag, and add the boiling water, and throw the brew on whatever you pushing it about a bit. I'll leave the spoon in there to hold them down. The instruction says we'll leave them for 10 minutes. Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. And we've got our pan of hot water here. And what we're going to do, since it worked well last time, is I've measured out 700 grams of brewing sugar. So we're going to add that to the pan. so. And we're going to give it a bit of a stir. Like so. Now I did this in my last brew, so if you've checked out that video, this worked out quite well actually. It's a good way of doing it, rather than sometimes I put the sugar in the fermenter, then put the hot water in and do it that way, but if you do it in the pan it keeps a bit of control. So the next thing we're going to do is open our bag of medium spray malt, and we're going to tip that in as well. There we go. Again, spray malt tends to clump, but I found by doing it this way, the heat dissolves the clumps. So although there's clumps there now, I want to stir that for just to get a bit agitated, and we'll come back. I'll not even touch that. While that's, you can see the clumps on the top, but I'm not even going to touch it because they'll just disappear. So let's go open the can of malt, and we'll get that in the fermenting vessel. Let's go. So there's our tin of wort, hot and sticky black stuff. Brilliant. So I'll put that in the fermenting vessel now. Again, this wort comes out a lot better if you put the tin in hot water and let it stand for 10-15 minutes. I haven't done that. The only reason why I haven't done it is I'm going to be rinsing these out with hot water to get all the wort out that's left in the tin, and to be fair, pretty much all comes out. So there you see, and that smells nice. So we'll just make it a bit more tidier on the tin, like so. Put that on one side of the kettle, and then what we'll do is we'll have a quick check on our pan. Like I say, I haven't stirred this, so, and you can see that it's all dissolved, and clumps that were in have gone. So I'm just leaving that heat through. So don't worry about your clumps. Always go and see a doctor if you've got clumps. So, right, kettle's just boiled. Add our hot water to the tin. There we go. We're going to get our spoon and give it a stir. And all you're doing is any wort that's on the side of the tin, on the inside, is going to melt and go into the water. And we're going to pour the hot water in the fermenting vessel. I must admit, I didn't do this on my very first brew. I just like chucked away the tin with all the wort around the side. However, it still turned out well, so wasn't that bad. So we'll put you on the stand, and then we'll pour in our tin using dishcloth or tea towel stuff here. That's hot. And as you can see, clean tin. Right, so we're going to get our pan and put it straight in with a wort. Oh, put some water in there, and we'll get our stir and give that a stir. Make sure it's all mixed in. So at the moment we've got our tin of wort in here, our pan which contained 500 grams of Spray Malt and 700 grams of Brewing Sugar. Just making sure that that's all dissolved. While that's standing, we'll have a quick look at our little tea bag. I thought it would have went a lot darker. There's not much aroma, however, we'll leave it there a few more minutes and we'll add that to our brew. The instruction says that we add the tea, the hop tea and the tea bag to the brew, so it stays in the fermenting vessel for 10 days. So we'll see how that turns out. Right, we'll check our fermenting vessel. Put it off the side. Make sure it's all mixed in. I'm going to give it a good mix now. I'm going to mix it for about 5 minutes. Make sure this is all mixed in properly and come back when I've done that. Right, so we're going to add our first pan of water. So, again, like with all the other brews, I'm going to put 22 litres in here rather than the 23, just to make that a little bit stronger. Hopefully it should be alright. Right, so check. About 22. We're going to get our hoppy tea. We'll pour that in. So, right, we're going to take the temperature and check our hydrometer, see where we're at. Right, so our temperature is at 25. And the bottom of that orange is 1040, so I think we're pretty much bang on. So I can't focus on this camera, so it's take my word for it. So let's put the lid on. Well, let's put the yeast in, get the lid on and get our airlock sorted out, and we'll get the show on the road. Alright guys, so we're gonna sprinkle the you can see that how much is in there. Doesn't tell you on the packet how much is in. I'm going to put the yeast on, just sprinkle it on. There we go. I'm just going to give it a dab. See the tea bag in there with the hops in. And finally, put the lid on with the airlock. There we go. And we'll come back in 24 hours. Right, so we've got our Wilko Sweet Newkie Brown, which I did with the Goldings Hops. And as you can see, bubbling away. Excellent.